Hello lovelies, welcome to another mini class. I have decided that this mini class is going about, we are going to use watercolors and also maybe some new colors too. Let me think. I have the dual brush, how are they called again? The Tombos. The Tombow markers. I have some of these are the aqua markers. I must admit that I don't use them a lot, rarely, to be honest. Not that they are not fine, but I don't know. I'm more of a person who likes to, these are new. I still need to figure them out. I have no idea, so that can be fun, this class. Then of course I have the new colors. I don't often work with them too, but I just want to force myself to work more with the water soluble new color too. You don't need them as well. Then I recently purchased this set. It is gouache. And I love this. I really love it. The difference between gouache and this is a set of core. It is golden watercolors. The difference is that watercolors are always water soluble, translucent. I'm sorry, translucent, and the gouache is way more opaque. So, and I love it. I love both of them. To be honest, I never ever did follow a class by watercolors, and that has a reason. The reason is that I want to, how should I say this? I want to create my own style in watercolors, so I don't want any influence of a teacher. I can paint a face with acrylics, but the watercolors were for a long time not easy for me, but I kept going. I kept on practicing, and I still really need to learn a lot. Of course, I watch tutorials on YouTube, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there to love them, to play with them. I'm feeling really free when I use watercolors, way more free than I use acrylic paints. That's just because you don't have a choice. You need to let go of any. Of course, you can control watercolors by using less water, but I'm the kind of artist who use a lot of water with watercolors, and I love it. So I just wanted to make a mini class of it, and it is nothing more than just letting you see how I work with watercolors and how I try to be very loose creating a portrait with them. So these are the gouache. Then I have the core. I recently bought a small set of 6 colors, and it is a very it is artist quality, very good brand. You don't need that. You really don't need any expensive set. I have a Van Gogh set, a large one, and as you can see, it is very well used. And this is a student quality and perfect to start off. But you also can use just a simple children's palette. This, of course, there is less pigment in each color, but to start off you can do this. Would I recommend it? If you really want to color portraits, for the background I use it a lot. If you really want to color portraits, I would advise you to start off with a Van Gogh set, or any other Reeves or some brand like that who has a student quality watercolors. So, but let's start. I have decided that I want to create the first thing I'm going to do is the background, and I'm not going to be I'm going to be very loose. I don't mind if I go over the flower or any hair or body or something like that. So I'm going to start with the background, and I'm going to use some salt, plain kitchen salt, to create some interest in the background. So I'm going to put away everything I don't need on my desk, because my desk is not that big and it is really a mess. I'm going to take my watercolor brushes and I will be back in a minute. and I'm back. I did let it dry completely, and I see this is not completely dry over here because it buckles a little bit. I'm not often have this problem, but I did use a lot of water, so I'm not stressed about that. I know when I close my book it will all be okay. And as you can see, I still have the salt on it, so I'm going to maybe I'm going to use, let me see, where is it? A really large and really soft brush, and I'm slowly bringing all the salt to the middle. Make sure everything is completely dry, because otherwise you will drag the watercolors around. Not that that would be a big problem, but I like it when my page is fully dry. It gives such a nice effect to add some salt to it. Okay, now I'm going to do it here in my trash can. Hold on a minute. Make sure everything is from the page. And look at how my page looks. Let me put on my daylight lamp. That's better. It gives such a wonderful texture to the page. So this is one way you can create a beautiful background. And I don't know if this background is finished or not. We will see that later. Many of you know that I always create from my feeling. I don't have a plan at all. I'm just sitting down and start to paint. Well, what I do know is that there are a lot of different techniques on how to color a watercolor face. Let me see if I have, this is one example, and I will zoom a little bit. I do love, when I work with acrylics, I love to blend. And as I said at the beginning of this video, I really love the looseness of watercolor, and of course I do blend. My first layers are most of the times very well blended, but I do love harsh lines too, and I think that's not that this is my technique, but this is the technique I developed myself, and I love it that it has some harsh lines. And well, I hope to I don't want to take this plan, so I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do something similar like this, at least on one of those faces. First off, I'd like to start off with this girl and make sure all the salt is gone. Hold on a minute, doorbell rings.